Hello, everyone. Welcome to George Simonian Alumni Stadium in Chelmsford, the Lions Den. For Chelmsford's home opener, it's Friday the 13th. And last week we saw a great Chelmsford win against Methuen.
Last week, Chelmsford picked up right where they left off in the previous two football games, establishing the control of the football game, I thought, Dan and Doctor, immediately taking their kickoff for the third time in a row and scoring on the initial drive and making a statement right away.
They were outstanding, and Coach Rich was looking for balance, and I think he got it last week. He had some nice runs, he had excellent passing, and the multitude of offensive threats is unbelievable with this club. Many receivers and 3 or 4 running backs. Really exciting club.
Definitely it was. We saw mainly a passing-oriented attack by Bruce Rich and the Lions, but they did get in the running game. Walsh broke through, and he had a pretty good game. Had a couple of nice runs for himself.
They also played, Dan, 32 players on defense in the course of the football game. And when you can run in 32 different players and still control a football game at this level, I think that's a statement that there is depth, that it bodes well for the future, and it certainly gives the boys that aren't always playing a great competitive edge and wanting to be there and practice hard.
Okay, well, with that, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to have Chelmsford Independent freelancer Kevin Redmond help us out a little bit.
Line particularly to be a strength, and defensively they have been that. I don't know if anybody could predict the kind of offense that we're seeing with so many players being involved and more points scored each week for 3 weeks in a row. So a lot of fun so far.
Kevin, how would you like to be a opponent defensive coordinator trying to come up with a game plan to stop Chelmsford?
Yeah, it's really tough right now because there's no one person you can key on. I guess the best you could do right now is to try and get some pressure on Mark Brown, because he seems to be the one that does make it go and distribute the ball. But nobody's been able to do that so far. You've got an experienced line in front of Mark Brown, and nobody's come up with an answer yet.
Well, let's hope that continues. It's interesting, too, Kevin, that Andover comes in 0-4. I'm not sure that that's happened in many years.
Yeah, they've had a tough start. They're hurting at quarterback, and their schedules has, quite frankly, been a lot tougher than Chelmsford to this point. When you talk about a Foxborough who's undefeated outside the league. So, yeah, it's been a tough start for them. And if they have anything to hold on to right now, their freshman quarterback's been a bright spot, and they do have some speed.
Right. That's been a trademark of Andover in the past, I think, and it's interesting that they are starting a freshman. I think you can only think that he'll get better.
Yeah, I know Coach Rich is awfully impressed with him, and you think of the speed and things. They're not the type of team that's going to run off a 10 or 15 play drive to score on you, but they might pop that one that's going to keep them hanging around. It certainly worked out that way last year with a 1-touchdown win for Chelmsford.
All right, so with that, we're going to take a look at interview by Coach Rich. Coach Rich has done a great job putting together this offense this year and the defense, and all the credit in the world can go to him. But with that, let's take a look at this.
First, Bruce Rich, and congratulations on your win last week.
Thank you very much.
What's your general reaction to your win?
Well, the score I don't think was an indication of how hard fought the game was. Methuen is a very formidable opponent. They had knocked off Borica earlier in the year. They gave Tewksbury a pretty good go. They were 3-1 coming into the game. Our offense pretty much controlled things, right from the onset. The kids were clicking. Brownie threw a great ball, and our receivers were bringing it down all day. The offensive line did a terrific job protecting the quarterback, and defensively we played bend but don't break.
Now, with that, are you going to have a different strategy going into this week's game against Andover, or are you going to go about it in a different way?
Well, Andover has a peculiar defense, something a little bit unorthodox. You'll see 11 defenders in the box. And what I mean by that is 11 defenders actually right up on the line of scrimmage. They're pretty much dictating to you what to do, and that is they're telling us to throw the football. All right, so look for us to throw the football a little bit more than we have, if that's believable. But we will continue to sprinkle in the run. And I think this year the pass seems to be setting up the run for us, and and the two complement each other, and we're looking forward to doing that again.
All right, thank you very much. Good luck.
Well, welcome back, everyone. Right now we're going to take a look at senior captain John Mcizek, number 77. And really, he's been outstanding this year.
Outstanding on both sides of the ball, Dan. He's done a great job on offense, and he's been a real presence on defense.
All right, and your thoughts on John?
John is, you fellas said it all. He's doing a great job for the team. He's a leader. That's why obviously he's a captain, but he goes both ways, and it's remarkable to see how well he's doing this year. Great to have him on our side of the ball.
Sure
Definitely
is.
it is. With that, we'll take a look at that. Mike Armbarger talk to him.
Hi, this is Michael Armbarger with John Mcizek. Now, John, congratulations on your win last week. Now, do you think there are any improvements that you can make to help this winning streak going?
Personally, I think that there's always improvements to be made during football. I mean, offensively, defensively, special teams, any part of the game, just keep improving every day. That's all we can do.
All right. Does it really matter if you're home or away?
Personally, I think tomorrow night's going to be a thrill because, I mean, first home game, 3 weeks into the season. There are going to be so many fans coming in. It also helps coming in 3-0 because then the town knows we have a good team and there'll be a lot of supporters out there.
Is Andover any good?
So far, they haven't been that good, but you can never count on anything. So, especially in the MVC, you just got to go out and you're in a war every game.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And welcome back. A big part of any high school football game is, of course, the cheerleaders.
Spirit is always important. I know that the players appreciate it. It brings more of the school involved into the program. The more people you can get involved, it's really, I think, a plus for your entire program.
It's always nice to have pretty women, too.
That's a thought.
That was one of my career moves years ago.
With that, Mike Goff, our producer, multi-talented Mike Goff, put together a package on the cheerleaders.
You got that lucky assignment.
Lucky assignment. He's actually had that assignment for a couple of years now.
I'm jealous.
So anyway, here are Chelmsford High School's cheerleaders.
The responsibility of a captain is to set a good example for the younger girls and for when the coach isn't around, to make sure they're in line and make sure that every stunt is safe. Basically, the team is a little bit bigger overall. We're working on improving our gymnastics. We have almost full team tumbling now. We're working on improving our stunts. It's going well. Job later on in life, and not just for me, but for the other captains also. It's actually working out very well this year. We have 3 very responsible people working as captains, and they've taken on a lot of the responsibility for designing the routines and running practices, so it gives me a little more time to work on some of the outside things that I need to do. I'd have to say competing. We really work hard for a competition, and the routine's been coming along really good, and I just like to see how it's progressing, and it's really fun just like having new challenges in the routine to deal with and accomplishing them. So, competing. We have our regional competition on November 5th, which is at Lowell High School, and before that we have one invitational competition on November 1st in Gloucester, Mass. And we'll be competing both of those times. We have a routine. We're in the process of putting it together. We've got all the components. It's a pretty difficult routine, and now we really just need to practice it. It usually goes down to the wire.
And we're back. Gentlemen, your predictions for today.
I think you have to guard against the letdown against a team like this, but I can't see Chelmsford not scoring less than 34 points. 34-7, Chelmsford.
I figure about 42-14 unless Coach Rich starts freely substituting, which is his style. He doesn't like to run up scores on anybody. But it's an excellent opportunity for the rest of the team to get some playing time. By the way, I hate to steal the mic from you, but tonight is just gorgeous. I think the temperature's close to 60. It's just beautiful.
Definitely, it's a great night. Well, I had said to one of my friends that I was expecting 54-0, but that's one of those open mouth insert foot predictions, so I can't go with that. Realistically, I'm probably going to say probably about 34-14, probably roughly the same thing we saw last week.
I agree. I think that you do know that there's a dinner riding on this prediction now. You did get informed of that, but I think all of us expect that there should be some points put on the board, and hopefully the defense will play as well as it has.
Am I invited to this dinner?
It's a three-way deal.
Oh, wonderful. I'll be there. I eat a lot, too.
All right, so with that, we're going to be right back. We're going to head up to the booth, and we'll be right back after this.
The captains will be coming out now. Chelmsford's captains, Tusignot, Dunn, Mcizek, and John Kidd coming out to midfield. The toss of the coin. While we have a minute, sometimes we don't always acknowledge the play of the interior linemen, both offensively and defensively. Their names don't get mentioned quite as often, and certainly they should be. They've just done a great job this year, blocking, opening holes for the offense, protecting the quarterback. They've just done a nice job.
Definitely they have. You really can't say enough about these guys. Really giving Mark Brown some time. Mark Brown is dangerous. He's got a great arm, and he's deadly accurate.
And I think that's going to be the defensive strategy against Chelmsford as the season goes along, trying to find a way to put some pressure on him, get some people in his face. I think they're going to try to take away one weapon from Chelmsford, and it seems like they're not quite as effective so far running the football as they have been throwing it. So maybe if they take the pass away and make Chelmsford run the ball, that might be the strategy that a defensive coach might use.
I think that's definitely what they're going to have to do. Usually the speed of one's team is in their secondary, the defensive secondary, and with that speed, I think Andover could do a decent job of containing Chelmsford, preventing the big play. And with that, they're either going to if they are going to throw the ball, it's going to be in short yardage chunks. Other than that, they're going to have to run the ball, I think, tonight.
That's right, and that's what I think Dr. Weisfeld was talking about from last week. We take away from that game the fact that they can have a little bit of balance. They were able to run the football much better, and Mark's made some nice decisions with the ball, throwing the football. Hasn't thrown it away. Well, it looks like Chelmsford has won the toss, and they're going to receive the football, and Andover will kick it off to Chelmsford. So we will be ready for that kickoff in just a very short period of time.
Really great job overall. Mark Brown, we see over the season, 38 of 52, 503 yards for Mark Brown. Jeff Ravennis 1 for 1 passing. 7 catches for 104 yards. Big thing. Greg Myers, that's Jeff Smart, 12 catches, 208 yards, 2 touchdowns. Excellent job by the junior. Greg Myers, 5 catches, 54 yards. Over 10 yards a catch right there. 10 catches, 130 yards. Right there from Mike Smith. 2 catches for 19 yards for Jesse Earhart, tight end, big kid. Billy Walsh, 26 carries, 114 yards, 1 touchdown. It's been a slow start for him, but he could turn things around. 22 for 70 yards for John Kidd right there. Senior in the backfield. That's Bill Fury. He's a sophomore. 19 for 114. Did a great job last week. Andy Sheridan, only 2 carries, but they've been fairly big. 32 yards. And Mike White, 1 carry on the season, got 2 yards off of it.
It's interesting listening to you go through that, Dan. The number of different people who have had the chance to touch the football, whether they've received it or ran it, it really was great. We're still going with Tim Wellman here. 3 rushes for 15 yards. And I think we're just about set for the kickoff now. Andover kicking off to Chelmsford. The game is about to start on just a fabulous October 13th night. And Martell is the Andover kicker. Adam Martell, who is a 5'10", 140-pound senior. Back for Chelmsford, Dan. Looks like
Andy Sheridan, Jeff Smart back there.
And Chelmsford has enjoyed good field position a number of times on kickoffs, and I think that that's certainly something that has helped their offense, starting from a good place on the field.
Really, it does help their offense.
And here we go. Ball is a deep kick coming down to about the 8-yard line to Jeff Smart, and he's running nicely right up the middle. Jeff spins and gets away from a few tackles, takes the ball up to the 35-yard line of Chelmsford. So Chelmsford will start 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line.
We got a Chelmsford player down on the field. That's number 48 for Chelmsford. That's Tim Wellman. He's a junior. He's their reserve fullback right in there.
And Timmy was blocking on that play and seems to be shaken up a little bit, so we'll have to take a look and see what it is with Tim.
And with that, we're going to go to a quick commercial break while they attend to Tim Wellman down on the field.
Well,
he came through this program as well.
Good news, Dan. Tim is up walking. He's testing that. Looks like it is the left leg in some place around the knee area, and he's limping a little bit, but looks like he may be able to shake that one off. So Chelmsford will start 1st and 10, first offensive play of the football game. They're on their own 35-yard line, and Mark Brown is the quarterback.
1st and 10. I'd like to see how Chelmsford comes out and really sets the tempo of this game. Whether they're going to throw the ball a lot, I think they're going to have to establish the run early to be effective. But it looks like they're going to widen things out.
I know in practice this week they've worked on some quarterback draws, so let's see if we see some of that happening here. And Brown is back to pass. He looks to his right. Got a receiver, Jeff Smart, down the sideline. Jeff is outrunning the Andover players. He's down the sideline, close to the end zone. He may score, and he did. First offensive play of the football game. Touchdown. Mark Brown to Jeff Smart. That's a 65-yard touchdown pass, Dan.
Wow, what a play. Smart just got to the outside and absolutely outran the Andover secondary. He did a great job, made a nice catch. The pass itself only about 9 yards from the line of scrimmage, but it was a bullet.
And Jeff really showed some speed after he caught that football, just ran away from everybody. 25 seconds into the football game, and Chelmsford has 6 points on the board. And in to try the extra point is Eric Mounsey out of the hold of Jeff Smart. So
Good to see that there were no flags on the play. All too often you see a hold when it's really not necessary on that type of play.
And this kick looks like it's just blasted into the Harrington School yard.
And we'll be back after this. 7-0, Chelmsford leads it.
All right, we're back. Eric Mounsey is kicking off for Chelmsford after a one-play drive touchdown, a reverse on the kickoff by Andover. Well covered by Chelmsford, though.
Wow.
Chris Callison, the receiver, and Nick Palumbo down on that tackle. Well covered, Nick Palumbo, and number 40, Steve Hawkins.
Nice job.
Great
Well, right
job
now we're gonna toss it down to Mike Umbarger, our man on the field. We're gonna get an update on Tim Wellman. Mike, how's he doing down there?
48 Tim Wellman, according to Pat McGuire, got cup locked at the knees. He did walk off the field, and it's likely he will return. He's okay. He just has to shake it off right now.
Excellent. Thanks a lot for the update, Mike.
No problem.
We've noticed that this young Palumbo boy has been a force on kickoffs. He's made some great tackles. He seems to be a great ball player.
And Andover's first offensive play, straight up the middle, handed off by number 1, Brendan Smith. And looks like the ball carried by, so far down, number 7.
That's number 7, that's Bruce Brown.
Right, Bruce Brown is the ball carrier. Gain of about 3 on the play. Brings up about 2nd and 7 or 8.
Take a look at the defensive stats versus Methuen. That's Willette. You see his stats. Evan Dunn, great job. 5 individual tackles. John Morangi did a good job. Going back to live action.
Okay, Andover calling signals. Handed off again, straight up the middle, straight ahead. I think probably trying to keep the ball away from Chelmsford just a little bit. And this time it stopped the game about 2 yards.
Well, the thing that would worry me about that is that Chelmsford, Andover really didn't have good field position to start. They started from their own 17. Going back to defensive stats, Tuzignan had 6 individual tackles. Leahy had 5 in the secondary. Daly 1.
Okay, it's 3rd and about 5. The ball is on the Andover 25-yard line. It's 3rd down and 5. And Andover is sweeping to the right side. And coming up quickly for Chelmsford to stop that play is Evan Dunn, among others. Number 46 for Chelmsford as well, Barry McDonald. Barry McDonald coming back after an injury, Dan.
Yeah, he's back. Not sure how he's going to be, what percentage he's going to be at.
Right.
He really, in North Middlesex, he was in an air cast, so.
He was a good percentage right there. And
a
we're
look at
going to
that
replay and taking a look at the nice tackle that Barry made. Andover's in a punting situation now. It's 4th and about 1. Back deep for Chelmsford is number 8, Jeff Smart. Snap is back. The kick is off. It's a high kick to Jeff. Jeff feels it, looking for a couple of blocks, gets one, and gets knocked out of bounds at about the 47-yard line of Chelmsford. So Chelmsford's second offensive series, Dan. They'll start in real good field position this time.
Well, I think it's going to be so important for the Golden Warriors to actually get field position. Even if they do have to punt the ball away, it just puts Chelmsford that much deeper in their own territory. You know, they're only 3 yards into their own territory.
Sometimes you like to score quickly, as they did, but you also don't want to take yourself out of the ball game by breaking your concentration. So Chelmsford calling signals, 1st and 10, their own 47-yard line. Mark Brown, the quarterback. And he gives the ball straight ahead to Bill Walsh, and he's got a nice gain straight up the middle, gain of about 10 yards, close to a first down, Dan.
I think he got it. Look, yeah, it does look like 11 yards. Really did a nice job.
Once again, as we pointed out earlier in the game, that's that offensive line just opening up some holes. Andover's confused. Chelmsford has hit them with 2 plays, both of them big plays, and they've called a timeout.
Yeah, they're really going to have to try to regroup themselves. Chelmsford offense.
Once again, and Chelmsford did get a first down on that play, Dan. They're into Andover territory on the 46-yard line.
2 plays from scrimmage, not bad. 75 yards.
Right. It's looks like our predictions holding up fairly well. There's 8 minutes and 1 second to go in the first period. Just started. Chelmsford's leading 7-0, and they're on offense for the second time. So for our 4th game of the season, Chelmsford has scored the first time they touched the ball. Brown calling signals. Turns, drops straight back, looking for a receiver, has one out there, looks like John Kidd, a little bit high. Just a little bit overthrown. John was open in the flat, but Mark was a little high with that one.
Just overthrew him. That's going to happen occasionally. The one thing, though, that's getting back to Andover, the one thing that scares me about them, and you don't want to get too comfortable, is that this team did score 3 touchdowns against Billerica's first unit when they played them.
So they do have the ability to move the ball offensively. So it's 2nd down, ball on the 46-yard line of Andover. Chelmsford moving from right to left. Brown pitches out to number 2, Bill Walsh. He's running wide. He's got the corner. He's got another first down, it looks like, and more. Nice run by Bill Walsh. He just outran the Andover defense on the corner over there.
I like what I'm seeing from Bill Walsh so far. First few games we saw him, and he was very indecisive in the way he was running. And this week, the first run he made, the 11-yard pickup, really hit the hole very well, and that's about a 12-yard pickup for him. And really did a good job, good speed going out to the outside.
He wasn't tentative on that play.
No, he
Nicely, Brown beat 2 defenders and picked up 15 yards. He looks very good tonight.
looked quick on that play. Looked like he really had some speed to the outside. So it's first down Chelmsford. They're on the 25-yard line of Andover. Looking to go up by 2 scores here. Brown, hands off, turns and hands off again to Walsh. He's got another big hole and moves the ball again close to a first down. Pickup of about 9 yards, and Chelmsford is down to about the 15-yard line of Andover. Offensive line strong, Dan.
Definitely, the offensive line is extremely strong. They were really opening up that hole. Chelmsford, of course, is huge. Andover really doesn't look that huge.
Bill Conan, Sean Nyan, Evan Dunn, all in there. John Mcizek really utilizing their speed. Their strength and probably their speed. Brown back to pass, looks out to the flat. He's got his receiver wide open, close to the end zone, and it's in for a touchdown. That looked like Bill Walsh again. Timmy Holt, number 22.
That was Tim Holt.
hold the touchdown. So another touchdown pass for Mark Brown. Chelmsford goes up 13-0 with 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go. That drive was an extremely efficient drive. Each offensive play probably no less than 9 to 10 yards.
Talking about the offensive line, it's also nice to have a big blocking fullback like number 44, Don Fitz.
All right, Eric Mounsey in for his second attempt, second point after touchdown. Ball is down. The kick, it looks like it split the uprights again. Eric has really boomed 2 of them tonight.
That big ring,
We have a gentleman down here in front of us with a bell that's going off repeatedly. It's time for a break. We'll be right back.
We're back. I guess we're going to take a look at some more of the defensive stats. John Mcizek, 3 individual tackles, 4 assisted tackles. For Austin Paseco, put good pressure on him, 1 individual tackle to show for it. Palumbo, 6 tackles. He's done an excellent job.
He really has. He's been a force. All right, Eric Mounsey's kicking off now. Another booming high kick down to about the 10-yard line. Andover fakes the reverse this time. And coming wide is Bruce Brown up to about the 20-yard line of Andover. So Andover will start trailing 14-0 with 6 minutes to go.
That was 28. That was Greg Jarvis on the tackle, one of Bruce Rich's wrestlers.
And
really,
he's been a factor this year, too. He's made some nice special teams play. It seems as if every number we look at has made a contribution this year.
Really, it's the definition of team is everyone contributing. And certainly this year, everyone's contributing.
Yes, they have. And I think it's also been one of the really best coaching jobs that the coaches have done this year in preparation for this season. The team is sharp. They're ready to play. They know their assignments. Just really doing a nice job. All right, Andover is pitching out wide to number 7, who makes a nice gain on the outside. That happens to be Bruce Brown sweeping to the left-hand side, pickup of about 7 yards, 8 yards on the play.
Well, we're going to take a look at the defensive stats. O'Brien there, 5 tackle assists. Brian Viglione had 2 individual tackles, and that's about it. What I saw there on that play was, I think, was all the running back. I really didn't see a good
I didn't see
block.
much blocking out there either. Freshman quarterback Smith calls signals, hands off, straight up the middle. It looks like it's close to a first down. Andover is, I'm sure, wanting to keep the football away from that explosive offense of Chelmsford. And the ball carrier at that time was number 41, Mike Morrissey. Mcizek in on the play. And it's first down for Andover. Their first down of the ball game. They're moving the ball from left to right. They're in on their own 35-yard line. 1st and 10. Long count. Straight ahead handoff. Running outside and going nowhere this time. Nice tackle on the outside. Ball carried by number 7, Bruce Brown. Gain of about 3 on the play makes it 2nd and 7. Clock running with 4:35 showing in the first period. Chelmsford 14, Andover 0.
What Chelmsford is going to have to do, they have to make the tackle before the Andover players can break away, because Andover does have speed.
They hit the hole very quickly, guys. If we can stop them before they hit that hole and get them outside, that's the way to stop them.
Here's a real nice defensive play. Number 7 was Brown coming out to the left-hand side, and he was taken down by Tim Leahy, who came up quickly from the secondary, Dan, to make that play.
They almost could have called a face mask on that. You saw Brown's hand actually touch the face mask. It wouldn't have been the 15-yard variety, but that could have been a possible call.
So it's 3rd down and 7 to go. That was close, Dan. I agree with you. 3rd and 7, ball on the Andover 30, let's call it the 38-yard line. Andover needs to get a first down someplace, Dan.
Yeah, they really do. They have one right here.
First down so far. They need to control the clock to keep the score down.
In a shotgun. And it's an inside pitch, and Barry McDonald is right there to just absolutely annihilate that play. Close to a fumble, but I don't think the official is going to call it a fumble. The ball was on the ground.
I think they're going to talk it over.
Yep, they are. They're going to call it 4th down, and so it's going to be 4th and about 8 yards to go. Chelmsford defense has come up with another nice stop. Andover is going to be dropping back to punt once more.
Yeah, Mr. Smart is back here to receive. He's always a threat.
He's going to stand right in back of his own 35. We're right on the 35, it looks like.
Andover punts the ball away. And we've got a flag down
running
on
into the kicker.
Looked like running into the kicker, a Chelmsford player. That's a call, Dan, that I think you almost could have let go. Looked like Nick was blocked a little bit into the kicker there.
Inadvertent contact, I thought it was kind of a cheap call. Maybe the refs are trying to keep the score down. Who knows?
It really was. I think it was just his momentum. He just got the ball off. I mean, that penalty is really intended to discourage people from leveling the kicker.
Right. In this particular play, this is football. We're not out here dancing, and I think sometimes you just have to let things go. But it was declined, so I'm not really sure why they would decline that particular penalty.
It would have given them enough yardage for a first down.
Well, the punt was a poor one, and I would have thought they would have liked to have kicked it 5 yards closer and maybe kicked it further down the field. In any event, Chelmsford has the ball. 1st and 10. They're on their own 39-yard line. Their 3rd time in the first period, Dan, with the ball.
It's still good field position. All 3 times they've started from their own 34, now their own 39, and the 48 before, yeah.
All right, Brown calling signals. Chelmsford's in a straight I formation, backfield, unbalanced line to the right, handoff straight ahead, gain of about 3 yards. Looked like Bill Walsh tail back again. No, it's number 6, and this is Tim Holt this time. Tim Holt, the ball carrier.
What was that? That was a little bit, gee.
Right.
Kyle Miller, that should be a 15-yard penalty right there.
That wasn't inadvertent contact, that's for sure. All right, 2nd down, and 7 yards to go for a first down. Chelmsford with the ball, moving from right to left. Brown calling signals. Straight back, quick look-in pass, and
did he come down with it?
He caught that ball?
He caught the ball.
Oh, my goodness, what a great catch that
was.
John Ravanis. That ball, I thought, for a moment, was intercepted.
Pulled it right out of his hand. See if we can get a replay on that. That was an excellent play.
That would be one that I'd like to certainly see again. I thought for sure that was going to be picked off. John fought the ball and got it. All right, it's 1st and 10. Chelmsford, ball on the Andover 49-yard line. Here we go. Brown straight back to pass, rolls out to his left, coming wide, being chased, and just holds on to the football. Really didn't have anybody, Dan, I don't think.
No, he didn't. The best thing he could have done, I think, is try to get out of bounds, and he was rolling. I think he tried to get yardage. They got a flag on the play, though. We'll see where it came from.
This one I would expect it would possibly be declined. He actually lost a yard on the play, so I think we're going to see 2nd and 11 here. One of the things, and I hope I'm knocking on wood as I say this, Chelmsford has been a not much penalized football team during this season. No little mistakes that have stopped drives. They have been crisp and sharp, moving the ball effectively, and done the same thing tonight. Well, okay, look at a little replay here, and you see Brown coming wide.
There's nowhere to go.
What I like is that he's also making wise decisions with the ball in reference to passing.
That would have been a disaster had he thrown it.
Brown straight back, hides the ball well, looks downfield, got his man wide open. Is number 22 again. That looks like number 22, John Ravanis again. 82. 92, we were both wrong. Mike Smith. Mike has really been a factor. Mike ran wide open down the field for a Chelmsford first down into Andover territory on their 35-yard line.
Mike Smith, the 2nd most targeted receiver for Mark Brown. 10 catches for 130 yards, and he has 2 touchdowns.
The thing that's very interesting is how wide open these receivers are. I don't know what Brownie's doing to pick them up, but every one he's hit has a lot of room except that one quick pass.
And Mark is off to another really good start tonight. First and 10, Chelmsford. Brown straight back. There's the quarterback draw. Quarterback keeper. He's down into first down yardage, close to first down yardage. John Kidd leading that play, coming straight ahead, takes 2 steps back, Dan, and then follows John right up through the middle.
Yeah, really great play by Mark Brown. He's turning into one of those motion quarterbacks now.
Certainly is. If he finds a threat to run the football, that just is one more weapon. We're coming down to the end of the first period. There's about 20 seconds and counting. Probably time for one more play before the end of the first period. Brown spreads the field. This offense is a new formation on almost every offensive play. Drops back, quick look in again, has his receiver out there, and number 22, this is Jeff Ravanas. He picks up the first down, and that's going to bring about an end to the first period with a score of Chelmsford 14 and Andover 0, Dan.
Chelmsford's really, their receivers, which is unusual to see, is a little bit unusual. The receivers are physical.
I think that it certainly was the start that Coach Rich wanted. Chelmsford's just moving the ball at will, both again with the run and the pass. Andover has, to be perfectly honest, they've stopped absolutely nothing yet.
They've got 1 first down, I believe, tonight. They've tried to run a little bit to no avail. They tried one little inside pass, which was almost a disaster. It looks like Coach Fletcher's defense has these guys well defended.
I think what we saw last week is I think Coach Rich took out the first unit a little too early last week. And I'm glad that he put them in for the second, for that one touchdown that they scored. But I think it's important for them not to do that. Get out, 5 or 6 touchdowns before they put them in.
Number 0993.
I guess we're gonna. Is Mike Umbarger down there?
Yeah, the winning number for the 50-50 spaghetti raffle.
Guess we're not gonna go to Mike Umbarger.
099353. Please bring your winning ticket to the announcement booth.
All right, Chelmsford, we're back in the start of the second period. Chelmsford is knocking on the door deep in Andover territory. They're down to about the 14-yard line, and it's first and 10. Dan, this is, once again, this is just the start that you wanted.
Yeah, really. They're doing a good job moving the ball. And what can you say? They're moving the ball, and they're stopping Andover. They got the 2 keys to the football. But right now, Mike, we're going down to Mike Umbarger. Mike, what do you got for us?
Well, I'm here with Dean Thomas. Dean Thomas, how is the year? Has there been any major problems so far this year in school?
No, we're having a good year. We got off to a great start. All the fall teams are doing well. You probably read in the paper, we just found out we had 35 advanced placement scholars, which is fantastic. We've got about 13 new teachers that all seem to be fitting in well. We're off to a great start.
Is there anything that you would pick out to be exceptionally well right now at the beginning of the school year?
Well, one thing that we're kind of excited about, as you may know, there's a new MCAS prep math course for kids that didn't do well in 8th grade. It's an additional math course over and above either pre-algebra or algebra to get them ready for the test so they can be successful. And we're really hoping that helps kids out. That's one of the big changes from this fall.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, we're coming back now. It's second down and 10 for Chelmsford. Ball on the 15-yard line, and Mark Brown has just taken a timeout. So that's something he didn't like, Dan, when he came to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he's maturing into a good quarterback, and part of being a good quarterback is really reading the defense well. And if you see something that you don't like, use a timeout. That's what they're there for.
That's right, and while we were away, we talking to one of Chelmsford's fine deans, Al Thomas. Chelmsford's first down play was a completion to Jeff Ravanas, but it was just out of bounds. So it brings up now a second down play. That's why it's 2nd and 10, ball on the 13-yard line of Andover. Brown back to pass. He has time. Looks to the end zone. Has a receiver. Jeff Smart Oh, just off his fingertips. He laid out perfectly. Ball was maybe a foot overthrown.
Pass intended for number 8, Jeff Smart.
He really did a nice job. Completely laid out.
I think that. Excuse me, Dan. Go ahead.
Oh, there's nothing you can say about the effort here. You know, there's a lot of effort.
All right, we have 3rd and 10. Chelmsford looking for their 3rd score of the night. They're leading presently 14-0. We're early into the 2nd period, and Chelmsford needs to make a play here.
We have the young Billy Fury at tailback right now.
3rd different tailback we've seen today.
And he has the football, and he had a hole, but Andover player number 62 made a real nice play there, Jason White, to stop that play. It looks like Chelmsford might be in a field goal situation now.
Fury brought down by number 10, Sean Smith.
Yeah, we got a couple of kids coming off. Mcizek, the center, coming off, which leads you to believe that it's going to be a field goal situation.
Last week against Methuen.
He nearly scored there. There was just one player in a really wide open lane to get to the end zone, so it was close. So
Fonzie in there, it looks like we're going to have a field goal attempt.
Eric is on to, and is really a weapon. Jeff Smart, the holder, Billy Walsh, the snapper, and Eric is kicking, and he gets his foot into the ball, and it is wide to the left. He was kicking that ball from about the 20-yard line, so it was a 30-yard field goal, which is in his wheelhouse, but not at that particular time.
No, he hooked it wide to the right. He was telling me before the game, if it's wide to the right, usually it's a problem with the snap. If it's wide to the left, it's a problem with the kick. So maybe a little problem with the snap and the hold there.
Okay, so Andover now has the football deep in their own territory. 1st and 10, Andover inside reverse, and it's just absolutely stopped by Chelmsford with no gain whatsoever. Center of the Chelmsford line, people like number 45 in on that play, Tim Daly, number 65, Elton Hammond, staying at home where they were supposed to be. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Clock showing 9:30 and counting in the 2nd period.
Mike Tusignan is ever present in that defense, too.
He's a force in the middle. Brendan Smith, the freshman quarterback from Andover, calling signals. Man in motion. Smith drops back, looks to pass. He's got his receiver out on the right, and it's a nice catch by number 6, Sean Gaines, for the apparent 1st down. Chris Callison, number 5, right.
That's a very effective combination. They scored a beautiful touchdown against Bellrica, so they are potentially dangerous.
And Callison himself is a junior, so these two will be back to do this again next year. Just a very simple little play, just ran his back out of the backfield into the flat, and he was there. I think they're trying to keep it simple for the freshman in terms of what they're asking him to do.
Really, I think that's important. It's a freshman, playing varsity football. You're figuring by the time he is a senior, he's probably going to be quite a good quarterback.
Absolutely. Andover, number 7, running wide and getting some yardage down the field, showing some speed. That's Bruce Brown, who ran to his right, Chelmsford left, and gained nicely down the field. Gain of about 12 yards on the play.
Willette made the stop. Dan Willette made the
George Chelmsford looked a little weak last week on the end-around type plays, the wide rights.
All right, Andover has the ball. It's 1st and 10. On their own 46-yard line. They've started to move the football a little bit, picking up about 30 yards in these 3 plays. Okay, ball is handed off straight ahead, and once again, nothing there. Looks like Andover's speed, Dan, on the outside might be something that's effective.
That's the only thing we've really seen effective for them is the speed on the outside. Once they get inside, Chelmsford's defensive line is just bigger and faster than their offensive line.
All right, that was a gain of about 1 yard on the play, brings up 2nd and 9. Andover just shy of midfield. Andover trying to sustain a drive without giving the ball back to Chelmsford. Smith back to pass again. He's being rushed, and he is just absolutely wiped out on that play. Chelmsford player number 99, who is Greg Myers. Dan, where did he come from?
Came from a cannon, I think.
I don't know. Really did a nice job getting inside, and he's quick following the quarterback, and that's going to leave a mark.
That's a loss of 11 yards on the play, which brings up a now third down and about 20 yards to go for a first down. The ball is now back on the 36-yard line of Andover.
That was a great defensive play.
All right, Smith calling signals. Drops back again. Has a little time this time. Now he's being rushed and he's being taken down again, and he puts the ball on the field, but Andover picks it up. It's going to create a fourth down. So that drive just completely came apart as soon as they started to throw the ball.
Well, you know, the interior line, prediction from one of the parents, Bill Conan's dad, said, you know, probably expect 5 or 6 sacks right in here just because. I think, yeah, exactly, 2 already.
Well, Jeff Smart is back to receive the punt. He's standing on his own 37-yard line, and the kick is away. This is a low kick. It's going to bounce, and there's a return set up. If Jeff can get to the corner, he's got some people out there, and he's moving nicely now. He's gotten to the corner, and he cuts back to the middle, and he's taken down at about the 45-yard line of Chelmsford. So we return the ball about 11 yards, and Chelmsford will start 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line.
They're gonna spot him at his forward progress about the 48, and we'll be back right after this.
All right, Billy Fury just took that handoff, went straight ahead, gain of about 8 yards on the play. Dan, showing some real speed to the inside running.
Did a really nice job getting out there, going up the middle, and he's a pretty good running back. You know, he's a sophomore.
Sophomore running back and getting more experience each week. Chelmsford has balanced again in the first period. They were 94 yards on the pass, 75 on the run. And Brown calling signals. And he hands straight ahead, the fake to the pass, and he sort of threw that one up for grabs a little bit. The intended receiver was Mike Smith. And Mike really wasn't there, Dan.
Yeah, it was good coverage. Good coverage.
I like the call, though. It was 2nd and short yardage, and I think the fake to the running back, and Andover didn't bite. They did a nice job defensively. You need to give them credit on that play. All right, it's 2nd down and 2 yards to go for a first down. Ball is on the Andover 43-yard line. Chelmsford certainly, I think, has 2 downs to pick up the first down. And this is the quarterback draw again with Brown. He's outside. He's running nicely. He's got a good block from Jeff Smart on the outside. And he takes the ball down inside the 20-yard line of Andover. Pickup of about 15, 20 yards on that play, Dan.
Yeah, down to about the 25 for Mark Brown. Did a good job, went inside, and then saw that he had room on the outside and cut outside.
It's really kind of a simple play, just a couple of steps back, but Andover's respecting the pass, so that's a play that Chelmsford can use effectively. 1st and 10, 25-yard line. Clock showing 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second period. Brown back to pass, being rushed, being hit and dropped by number 64 of Andover, who came through. Andy Yurko making a nice play there to sack Mark Brown.
As we said earlier in the broadcast, the best way to stop Chelmsford's powerful offense is to get into the passer's face. And they did that very nicely on that play.
That's a loss of about 8 yards on the play, brings up 2nd down and 18 to go for Chelmsford. So Mark has been given some pressure, and I think has made some good decisions on keeping the football.
Give Andover credit. They're hanging tough.
Yes, they are. They took 2 shots in the first period, but they're playing better. They're settling down. Look out, Mark. He's being rushed again from the outside. Gets away from the initial rush and is taken down once again. Third or fourth time he's been sacked tonight. Yurko and number 76 on the play, who is Russell Stevens.
You know, a lot of people say the sack is a meaningless statistic. Really, what they should be counting is quarterback pressures. What the quarterback is forced to do with the ball when he's pressured. You know, the number of times he has to throw it away. Whether you get a coverage sack or something like that on him.
So this
Crashing in from the ends very nicely.
This drive started on the 25. We're now back to the 36-yard line. So Chelmsford's got a third down and 21 yards to go for the first down. Brown straight back. Looks over the middle. Finds Smart wide open.
Wow.
Great catch by Jeff Smart. Just a great pass. Great catch. Overused word, but it was true this time, Dan.
Not going to get the first down there. He's going to be about 5-6 yards short.
Ball's going to be on the 20-yard line, and it's going to be 4th and about 5, as Dan said. So this will bring up an interesting call here. Chelmsford is not going to kick it. They're going to go for the first down.
They're really they're too far into their own territory to punt.
Mark looking at quickly inside, and it's just batted away. Looking for a receiver cutting in from the left, Jeff Ravanis. And Andover has stiffened a little bit on defense.
Give him credit.
Sometimes, as Dan said, I think if it comes too easily, too quickly, although Chelmsford has moved the ball very, very well, they've just come up short on a couple of drives. Their offensive statistics have to be pretty dominant. All right, Smith the quarterback, long count, gives the ball straight ahead, keeps the ball himself, followed his fullback up through the center of the line, gain of about 3 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down and 8 yards to go for a first down. Chelmsford could start to think about taking some timeouts on defense now.
Yeah, the quarterback really shows a lot of courage. He's only a freshman, and he's running into that Chelmsford defensive line. You wouldn't catch me running into that line.
You wouldn't catch me running, Dan, so I agree with you. All right, here we go. It's second down and 8 yards, about 7 yards to go for a first down. Long count again. Andover's content, I think, to just kind of sit on this ball a little bit. Running wide is Brown, showing again some good speed. He's got the first down to the outside. Chelmsford can, I think if scouts look at the defense, the place to go is around the outside.
They don't seem to be getting much support from their defensive backs on those runs around end. I think they need to pursue a little better.
Traditionally, that's been Chelmsford's weakest point on defense. Unfortunately, is around the outside on the corners.
The defensive crew will have to give a little lecture at halftime.
Well, I think, too, that with a minute left in the game, in the half, I don't think Chelmsford wants to, they'll give up the soft stuff around the outside, don't give up anything big. Andover doesn't seem to want to throw the football. Brown running again, cuts back, fumbles the football. It's a fumble, and it's a mad scramble for it. This would be a big turnover if the Lions have it. And we have to wait till they take a look.
Chelmsford players are signaling that they have it.
There is 58 seconds left to go. Andover keeps the ball, but now's the time to call a timeout possibly. Make Andover at least punt the football. So it's second down and about 15 yards to go. And Chelmsford has taken a timeout. Must have heard me that time.
Must have. Remember last week we were suggesting that they put in the first unit again. And they certainly did that.
It's wonderful how the coaching staff down there gets the vibes from this holy threesome up there.
Well, as long as we are the people that we can duck and don't have to worry about the bullets being shot toward us, I think, Doctor.
Yeah, we aren't getting the big bucks like the coaching staff.
That's right. That's right. Well, I thought you were.
Yes, I am, but
that's
I'm not allowed to say that because I'm not supposed to accept large sums of money in my political position in town.
So Chelmsford, Andover is looking now at a second down and about 15 yards to go for a first down. The clock shows 58 seconds to go. Chelmsford's leading 14-0. They scored the first 2 times they had the ball, moved nicely the other 2 times they've had it. They've had it 4 times in the first half. And Andover stiffened their defense after Chelmsford marched the ball deeply into their territory.
Our colleague Dan Bruce because of his seniority, gets the big bucks of the three of us.
He deserves it. All right, here we go. Brendan Smith, the quarterback. Quick count. Brendan is back to pass. Short pass. Got a man on the side. And he gets knocked out of bounds, which is a break for Chelmsford, Dan.
Yeah, certainly it does.
Number 5, Callison, caught that ball.
Number 5,
His favorite receiver. And don't let Callison get in the open. He's quick. And he scored about an 80-yard touchdown run or longer against Billerica.
Okay, the clock is stopped. 51 seconds to go. It's 3rd down and 10. So if Chelmsford can stop them here, they will have to punt the football to get the ball one more time.
Good field.
And Smith is back to pass, looking deep down the field this time. Has many receivers running, 2 receivers running to exactly the same spot. I wonder if that was a mix-up.
Yeah, it may have been a mix-up, especially since there were about 5 or 6 Chelmsford defenders on those 2 receivers. Both guys were triple teamed.
And the nice thing about that play is that incompleted pass stopped the clock, showing 45 seconds to go. They will have to punt the football, and that will give Chelmsford one more shot before the half ends. Jeff Smart back to receive.
Getting back to what you were saying about my big paycheck, my zero on my paycheck is probably bigger than both of yours. So
Probably is.
the big zero.
Well,
But you got a raise this year.
I think it's Dr. Peterson that's making all the money, I think, Dan. Isn't that true? Here's the punt now. Punt is off. Jeff is fair catching this ball at about the 44-yard line of Chelmsford. So Chelmsford will have 40 seconds to see if they can move the ball, and we're going to break quickly. All right, 1st and 10, Chelmsford. 40 seconds to go in the second period. Chelmsford leading 14-0. And we have a whistle on the field. I think Andover may have taken a timeout here. And they did. Andover saw Chelmsford's offensive formation, and they quickly called a timeout. So Chelmsford has an opportunity. They do have decent field position. They have thrown the football well. And one more score before half would be something that I'm sure they would like to accomplish.
Well, last week they went into the locker room at halftime up 28-0. Here the lead is about half that. It's 14.
Yeah, exactly half, and you're right on the button with your numbers once again, Dan. I think the Chelmsford has moved the football effectively and could have had 28 points in this half, but you do have to give Andover some credit for getting down 14-0 after losing 40-7 and playing with some courage on defense.
They really are. Andover in this game really looks outmatched by the Chelmsford Lions, and they're doing a good job trying to keep themselves in this ballgame.
And they're using a lot of people that are playing both ways, and I think in the second half that could hurt them a little bit. All right, 1st and 10, Chelmsford. Brown drops straight back in the pocket, steps up, looks wide, got his receiver Smart. Down the sideline he goes. And a great catch inside down to about the 5-yard line. Jeff Smart to Mark Brown to Jeff Smart. What a dynamic duo that is. Jeff is pulled up a little bit lame on that play, though.
Uh-oh. That's not a good... Oh, no, he's
in a little bit of discomfort down there as he fought off the Andover defender. He dragged him about 5 yards, but is now down on the field, and once again the doctor and trainer are out there looking Jeff over. Chelmsford does have the ball, though, with 28 seconds to go. 1st and goal on the 5. So a quick strike offense again. That pass play covered about 50 yards down to the Andover 5.
And we're going to be back right after this. Smart's up, and he's walking off with a little bit of help.
But the good news is he did walk off pretty much on his own capability. I think that certainly there doesn't appear to be anything that's seriously wrong. Chelmsford 1st and goal, 5-yard line, looking to knock this ball into the end zone at the end of the second period, just before the half. Quick pass into the end zone, corner of the end zone. It's just out of the hands out there. Looked like Jeff Ravanas. Yes, it was. Mark and Jeff were real close to completing that for the touchdown. That play took about 5 seconds, so it's 2nd and goal on the 5-yard line. Wonder if the quarterback draw might work here.
I think they're a little bit. I got to correct you in the field position, Bruce. It's about the 12-yard line.
I'm sorry, Dan. Is it the 12? You're right, it is. It's the 12-yard line. Absolutely. So they can get a first down. Brown straight back to pass, looking over the middle, and the ball is tipped, knocked away.
Brown's pass, tipped by number 10, Sean Smith.
And looks like Sean Smith was the defender. This is where Andover has played tough in previous 2 drives.
Mr. Brown, and the coverage has been pretty successful.
3rd and 10 for Chelmsford, and the ball is still on the 12-yard line.
And guess who's back in the lineup?
We're gonna go down to Mike Umbarger down in the field. Mike. Mike, you down there?
The update on the injury is that all is well. Jeff Smart is fine. All the football players said there's no problem. Back to you.
And here comes the quarterback draw inside the 10-yard line by Mark Brown. They need to call a timeout now. It's going to bring up a 4th down and about maybe 8 yards for the first down. And it looks like maybe a field goal situation for Chelmsford here. It would be a field goal of about 30 yards, about the same place, Dan, that he kicked it from before.
Right.
Well, it had gone well on previous occasions, so looks like Eric is going to tee this ball up from just about it's like somewhere around the 20-yard line that he's going to be kicking, about a 30-yard field goal. So he certainly has the ability to kick it this far. Jeff Smart is back in to do the holding, so that's a good sign too. All right, the ball is just outside the 15, 16, about a 26-yarder that they're asking Eric to kick right at the end of the 2nd period. And this one looks real good, folks. And it is. He's nailed this one. About a 26-yard field goal, making the score 17-0.
Back.
That's the end of the first half.
And the last play of the first half was a very successful one for Chelmsford, putting up 17 points.
And I guess we're gonna go down to Mike Umbarger down in the field. He's talking with our Chelmsford Lions, the mascots. Mike.
Hi, I'm here with Christina Pack and Sam Halen. Christina, how did you become a Lion?
Well, I tried out right.
Tell me exactly how did you become a Lion.
Mr. O'Keefe, Miss Farron, and Miss Sullivan were the judges. And we went in front of them, and they asked us a series of questions. And we had to do a cheer. And act stupid. It was fun.
That's it?
That's it. You know?
That's it? What's your favorite part of being a Lion?
I don't know. I like to play with the props, and I like to cheer on the crowd and dance to the music. So I like to do a lot of different stuff while being fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
Back up here, getting ready to start the second half, and Chelmsford is leading at the present time 17-0. They are going to be kicking off to the Andover Golden Warriors. Good first half for Chelmsford. They took the opening kickoff and marched one play, 75-yard touchdown pass from Mark Brown to Jeff Smart. Made the score 7-0 Chelmsford. Chelmsford got the ball back immediately, went down the field and scored again. Another Mark Brown touchdown pass. And it added late in the last play of the second period a field goal by Eric Mounsey of 26 yards, bringing the score to 17-0. Chelmsford had the ball 2 other times deep in Andover territory and could have put more points on the board.
Yeah, it looks like the first quarter was all Chelmsford and looked like another blowout. But you have to give Andover's defense a little credit. They came up kind of tough in the second quarter and made a few defensive stops and made it a little interesting for Chelmsford. I think it's good for the Lions to have a little tougher competition. It will bode well for the tougher games coming up.
Okay, so Eric is getting ready to kick off. Chelmsford ran 26 offensive plays in the first half, 10 rushes, 16 passes. Really a change from the Chelmsford football teams of old. Mark Brown is unofficially 7 for 16 and 2 touchdown passes. Eric booms one deep down the field to Collison, and he hands it off to Brown. And Brown's coming up the sideline, and he is brought down over there by number 62, Mike Tusino. And
Eric Moundy's kick received by number 7, Bruce Brown. Brought down by number 62, Mike Tusino.
okay, Chelmsford now will be on defense. Andover will be starting from their own 23-yard line. 1st and 10, first play of the second half. Chelmsford threw the ball for approximately 131 yards and rushed the ball for 92 yards. So fairly well balanced again this week. Smith, the quarterback, calling signals. And he pitches back to Collison, who makes a nice cutback, or Brown rather. Brown steps very nicely, gain of about 15 yards up to the 40-yard line of Andover. Brown looking real quick on that play.
That was a nice run by him. He made a very quick cutback, split 2 of the Chelmsford defenders, and almost was a step away from going all the way.
So Andover looking real good on that play. 1st and 10 now from the Andover 40-yard line.
They have speed, Bruce, and that helps in this game.
All right, is Smith calling signals again. Man in motion to the right. Smith pitches to the right and making good penetration in there. Chelmsford defender that kind of broke that play up. Ball carried by Brown again to the right-hand side.
Here's tackled by Leahy.
Tackled by Tim Leahy. At a gain of about 4 on that play, 3 or 4. Brings up a 2nd and 7 yards to go from the Andover 43-yard line.
Barry McDonald broke into the backfield and made the runner change his route, but set up Leahy's tackle.
Okay, here we go. Inside handoff. Andover making getting up close to a first down again.
That's
that looked like Callison that
ball.
time. Andover looks quicker off the ball in the second half.
These running backs are hitting those holes very quickly, and Chelmsford's defense seems to be getting pushed around a little bit. I know Coach Fletcher is not going to be overwhelmed with this.
All right, it's 3rd down, inside handoff.
Oh, beautiful.
To Brown, running smartly down the sideline, deep into Chelmsford territory. Bringing the ball down to about the Chelmsford 21-yard line. And we're going to pause for a moment and have an interview right now with the Chelmsford drum major and band director.
Looked
Hi, I'm
like
here with Dave
a trap
Barrow,
play,
the
and he had a
Chelmsford,
great.
drum major. Now, very good job on that last performance. How do you think the marching band's been going so far this year?
This year's been going great so far. Everybody's working really hard, and we're really putting out a higher quality show. We have a competition coming up Sunday at Methuen, and I'm really excited about that, and I'm sure we're going to do a great job.
Do you feel that you've made any improvements from last year?
Yeah. The marching band program at Chelmsford High has been improving in very large steps over the past 3 to 4 years, thanks to our great instructors. And the band's just really pulling together, and we're looking a lot tighter, and we're playing together, and it's really quality of the show is going up very much.
Well, again, good job, and back up to the booth.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we're back. Andover had a false start on that play. Brings up a 1st and 15, ball on about the Chelmsford 26-yard line of Chelmsford. Andover's looking sharp starting the second half. Inside reverse. Handed ball looks like handed off
like
to
Callison
Callison again. Gain of about 2 on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 13 to go for a first down. Andover has kept the ball on the ground and is moving it effectively against Chelmsford's defense. You have to come to play for 4 periods of a football game. It's imperative.
Looked like they tried that inside handoff and was stuck.
Quick handoff,
Here
this
it is
time
again.
Brown showing good speed inside again. Gains of about 6 yards, which will bring up about a 3rd down and 9 yards to go. Andover undoubtedly will use 4 downs here to try to get the first down.
I was hoping they'd punt on 4th down, might help us.
Well, I think we could send that play in, but I think it would be rejected.
think so.
All right, third down and about 8 yards to go for a first down.
Let's see if this Brown kid will pass. Oh,
He fumbled the football, and it's covered, I think
Chelmsford might have been on it.
We're going to have to wait and see. This is either going to be a fourth down and about 15. It looks like fourth down and 15 for the first down. So after a very strong opening 3 or 4 plays by Andover, they've just sort of shot themselves in the foot here and are moving backwards. It's 4th and 11. Andover will certainly be going for the first down here.
I was thinking to myself how poised this freshman quarterback has been playing, and then he dropped the ball.
First mishandle, I think, of the snap.
Yep.
Ball is just outside the Chelmsford 20-yard line.
Going for the field goal.
And Andover is possibly going to fake this. They're going to kick it. And it is long enough, not quite long enough, just short.
Just short. Nice accuracy.
Nice. Ball was straight down the middle, but just a little bit short.
Adam Martell was the kicker, by the way.
Adam almost put 3 points on the board.
Yep.
All right, Chelmsford will take over now on downs after the field goal, rather, and it will be 1st and 10 for Chelmsford, their first offensive series of the second half.
Yep.
And I think Jeff Smart is back in the football game after being shaken up a little bit near the end of the first half.
I hope the linesmen change the yard markers. There they go. They had it left from where Andover was.
Going in the right direction. All right, Brown straight back to pass. He's being rushed. Gets the ball off again. Nice catch to a receiver, Jeff Smart. Brown and Smart are becoming just an absolutely dynamic duo. And the gain is enough for a first down. So pass completion close to a first down. Maybe
where they
just shy.
Mark.
Officials haven't designated yet whether it is or isn't. And it is. It is a first down.
It is, yep.
They need to tell the lines crew whether it is or isn't. That helps us too.
Seems like a little confusion by the lines crew, but.
All right, it's 1st and 10 Chelmsford. Ball is on the Chelmsford 30-yard line. Chelmsford leading in the game 17-0. We're early in the third period. A nice ball, just off the fingertips of Timmy Holt. Mark Brown had Timmy coming running, just breaking open down the sideline. Well-designed play. Timmy was just about to break this thing open and just a little bit overthrown.
Looked like a timing pass, Bruce. Had it worked, it would have gone for big yards.
All right, it's 2nd and 10. Chelmsford has run 2 plays here in the second half, and they've both been passes. Brown pitches the ball off deep to Sheridan. Sheridan cuts it back up the field and gains about 4 yards on the play. Chelmsford sweeping to the left-hand side, to their left-hand side, and Sheridan gains about 4, which will bring up 3rd down and 6 yards to go for a first down.
Saw a little daylight for a few minutes, then bang.
He's small, but he's effective, and
Yeah, he's quick.
did a nice job there. All right, 3rd down. Wouldn't play for Chelmsford. I'm sure they do not want to kick the ball immediately back to Andover. And it looks like a pass to Jeff Smart. The ball is up. It's intercepted. And Chelmsford tried a little bit of a reverse there with Timmy Holt throwing the ball, faking the run, throwing the ball to Jeff Smart. But Chris Callison, who's played well on offense and defense, was in the right place at the right time, made the interception. And Andover is back in business on the Andover 34-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 Andover.
Andover's defense has really come on strong since the first quarter.
They have really given a good account of themselves. I agree with you, Doctor, since the first period.
They don't look like an 0-4 team to me.
No, they don't. And as Kevin Redmond said, they've played some good football teams. They're hanging tough tonight. Leahy, the quarterback, gives to number 7, Brown. Brown takes it straight ahead, gain of maybe 1 or 2. Not fooled that time. Tackle by Toussaint for Chelmsford.
Number 7, Bruce Brown. Tackle by number 62, Mcizek.
Mike has done another outstanding job in the middle of that Chelmsford defense.
He really stabilizes that defense. Very enthusiastic young man.
Andover has the ball now, 2nd and 9. Ball on the 35-yard line of Andover.
I'm waiting for some passes from this Andover team.
And he's in a shotgun, so that might indicate that he's thinking about throwing the football.
There it is.
He is. He looks downfield. He's got his receiver, and that's Brown. Brown was wide open. He just dropped it.
Hit him in the hands. That was a great pass.
3rd down and 9. That's a play that little bit of a delay coming out of the backfield, and he was wide open, and he was on a linebacker, and I think he would have been able to move that football down the field.
I think we'd have seen some yardage. As we used to say, it hit him in a bad spot, the hands.
That's not a good thing for a doctor to say.
Well,
all right, here we go. Second down, 3rd down, and 9 yards to go. Leahy back in the shotgun again, looking over the field. Chelmsford jumps a little bit. I don't see any flags, though. Leahy is being rushed. He gets out of the rush. He's running the football, and he gets the first down. He gets
yardage.
leveled by Evan Dunn.
Tusignant's in there, too.
And just got flattened on that particular play, but he did get the first down, which he was looking for. Andover Doctor has changed their quarterback now. This is Sean Smith playing quarterback, number 10. And Sean picked up the first down. The ball is just shy of midfield. It's on the Andover 46-yard line, 1st and 10. Clock showing 3:30 and counting.
Oh, number 18's back in there.
Just one play, and maybe it was to give a little more size to throwing the football.
Yep.
And this is
sweep.
Brown. Brown running wide. Bruce Brown again, running wide. Andover has used the football effectively here in the second half. Chelmsford has had 3 plays.
This was a new runner, Bruce. Sharadar Gandachi.
I'm glad you had that one, Doctor. We'll let you call his number from now on. He also showed some speed getting outside.
Yes, they've been impressive on the ends. We need to get some support from our defensive backfield.
Chelmsford, this is a little bit strange here. Barry McDonald's walking off the field as the play was being run, and I'm not really sure what that was all about, Doctor.
Looks like he's hurting, and I don't know if they called a timeout. Thank God they did. Now there's
Chelmsford had just had too many people on the field. Barry was walking off the field, maybe assuming that there was a timeout called when it wasn't, and certainly confusion on the play. I hope this is not a reoccurrence of the injury that he suffered in the first week of the season, but it doesn't look good.
Well, we need that young man.
All right, Brown, the ball carrier, inside reverse.
Tusignant
making a real nice defensive play. That play could have gone for significant yardage, and Mike stopped it. It is going to be, I think, a first down, though. It's real close. The referee's looking this over carefully.
We've got a bad angle, otherwise I'd give you a call.
Well, even the referees aren't going to give this a call. They're going to take a measurement here. I think he has it, Doctor.
You may be right. Andover thinks he has it too. He doesn't have it. He does have it.
Nice, real demonstrative call on that, Doctor. That was good.
Notice how I waffled?
Exactly.
I should be a political candidate. Yeah.
Well, there is some likelihood there. 1st and 10 for the Andover Golden Warriors. They have the ball on the Chelmsford 43-yard line. 2 minutes and 16 seconds to go, and they've dominated this third period. This has been probably the most ineffective period of the season for Chelmsford.
Quarterback draw.
Quarterback running straight ahead.
Picked up about 4.
Picked up about 4 on the play, which will bring up a 2nd and 6. Ball is now on the Chelmsford 45-yard line, and it's Brendan Smith, the freshman, controlling the play right now. He has gained confidence as the football game has gone along. He's looking sharp now. I think he feels he's into the football game. Minute and 35 seconds to go. And Smith keeps the ball inside handoff on the play. Looked like Callison.
Hard to see the number. He went
Numbers
by.
are really getting tough to see now.
That
Tackled
was
by
Dan
Tucson
Nolan,
again.
21. A new man.
With 21, Dan Nolan with the run. Stop.
Andover's starting to bring some people into the game now, some different people.
Remember at the outset we said one of the best ways to control Chelmsford is for Andover to control the ball.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, they're doing it.
This is now a 3rd down and 3 to go for a 1st down.
Big play now for Chelmsford, Steve. Pass.
And Smith is looking and throws the ball incomplete. Had his receiver for the 1st down yardage, but just threw it a little bit short. And he was not able to pick up his receiver on the play. Brings up a 4th down and about 3. Andover certainly is going to elect here to try to get the 1st down, trailing 17-0 with 49 seconds showing in the 3rd period.
Here's that big number 18 in that quarterback.
And
no, still the young man.
yeah, it's still a freshman. Calling signals.
Big down.
Trying maybe to draw Chelmsford offside here. He pitches back. The
Oh,
pitch is
fumble.
fumbled. And
man.
it's going to be Chelmsford ball regardless of whether they get the fumble or not. And they're going to start once again on their own 40-yard line. Good field position.
Good pursuit. And guess who was in there? Tusignan.
Right. He certainly has been a factor in this 3rd period. 42 seconds to go. Chelmsford has the football. They are going to start now on their own 39-yard line. I think they need to reestablish the fact that they can put some more points on the board and control the football game.
Yeah, I'm somewhat surprised. I expected a much higher productivity from the Lions offense.
And we have a whistle now on the field. Andover apparently is calling timeout. And they are. They didn't have the right defensive people on the field, so they were forced to use one of their timeouts. But they don't need a long one. It's only a 20-second one. That's one of the improvements, I think, this year in high school football, that the teams can elect to have a limited timeout so that they don't need to take as much as a minute off of time every time they have a timeout.
I agree. I think it's nice, especially in the colder weather.
We will definitely appreciate it then. Chelmsford, 1st and 10. The ball on their own 39-yard line. Mark Brown, the quarterback. And he hands off, gets a nice block from Jeff Smart. This is Andy Sheridan down the sideline. If he's got the speed, he's going to score. He gets pushed out of bounds deep. And we've got a flag, unfortunately, back on the field. Jeff Smart threw a great block, and I think they're going to call Jeff for a penalty on that play. If we had a replay, that would be one to see, because Jeff, I thought, threw an absolutely beautiful block.
I think
Andrew went down the sideline.
I think there was motion in the backfield.
Could have been. We'll have to wait for the officials to make the call.
Smart
here.
was moving, as well as another.
Yeah, I think it was Jeff.
What was it?
Two things Chelmsford did wrong on that play. Maybe that's why it went for 45 yards down the sideline. But irregardless, Chelmsford is penalized, and there are 2 flags down on the field. So Andover's got their pick of penalties here. Probably going to accept the 10-yarder. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 20 to go for a 1st down. 1st and 20, I'm sorry.
If that was a call on Jeff Smart, I'm kind of disappointed. I don't think he held.
Well, he certainly held up the Andover defender, but
5
I
yards
don't
for
think
an
he did it
illegal shift.
illegally.
That was what I thought.
Repeat the down.
So illegal shift,
Yeah, there were 2
as
men
well as an
moving.
illegal block, and they took the illegal shift. It would have, from the point of the block, they would not have been as far, Chelmsford would not have been as far back.
Great call, Bill.
So those Andover athletes have intelligence over there, as well as ability to play. All right, pass is incomplete, intended for number 87, Jesse Erhadic. Mark Brown looking for Jesse, coming underneath some of the coverage.
Intended for number 87, Jesse Arhardick.
Once again, there's a little pressure put on our passer, and it's working.
Clock shows 27 seconds to go here in the 3rd period. Chelmsford is leading 17-0. They scored quickly in the first period on their first 2 possessions and on the last play of the second period. In between, they quite honestly have had a little difficulty with Andover. Brown straight back to pass, looks for his receivers, has one breaking open, and a nice defensive play by number
Jason
2,
Crabb.
Jason Crabb of Andover. Just doing a real nice defensive play on that.
At the last minute, he got his hand in there.
Receiver was just about to break open, but Jason was right on him man-to-man. And it's 3rd and 15 to go for Chelmsford. They are on their own 35-yard line. They need to pick up a first down here. 22 seconds to go in the 3rd period.
I think it's time for our flea flicker.
Well, if it gets us a first down.
Coach Rich will be on my case for the next month for saying that.
Brown straight back, looks over the field, being rushed and pushed out of bounds. Pushed out of bounds somewhere in the vicinity of the 30-yard line of Chelmsford, which brings up a 4th down punting situation. First punting situation of the night for Chelmsford.
Great defensive surge by the Andover team. They were all over Brownie.
Sometimes you can just see a team gain confidence as a game goes along. That's the last play of the third quarter. Score 17 for Chelmsford, 0 for Andover. And we're going to go to break, and we'll be back with the 4th period. Okay, Eric Mounsey's back to do the kicking to, it looks like Bruce Brown for Andover. Brown or Callison, I can't see his number. Snap is back. Mounsey gets a nice kickoff. It bounces toward the Andover goal line, and it's covered by Chelmsford defense. Andover will take over on
kick down at the
30-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. Andover 30-yard line.
Winning number is
what's
yellow ticket 8048180. Once again, yellow ticket
really
804.
Good kick by Mounsey, kept it away from the defender right there. Quarterback Brown over center. Inside handoff. Given to Callison. Callison's going to be taken down at the 50, a gain of about 20. Good pickup by Callison there.
Dan Willett was the tackler on that play, Dan, and not until he had gained 15 yards on the play.
Really? Did a nice job breaking up. I'm impressed by Brown, how he's taking really charge of this offense as a freshman. And Brown lines up, takes the snap. That inside hand up, same play to the other side, but doesn't get much. Gets about 3 on the play.
Timmy Daly in on the tackle, along with a couple of other Chelmsford defenders, and Evan Dunn as well. Chelmsford needs to step up here and realize that they are in a football game still.
Yeah, in the 4th quarter, you still get just about 10 minutes left. So you got to do something. Brown again in the I formation. 1-man set back of the line. And now Callison in motion. Pitch out, ball's dropped. Ball's on the ground, see who comes up with it.
This is the 3rd or 4th time, Dan, that Andover's put the ball on the field, and the first time they've lost it.
And the Chelmsford comes up with the ball.
Looks like Tusignant.
It's like Mike Toussaint once more in the right place at the right time. Got the ball back for the Chelmsford offense.
Yeah, they're really putting the pressure on them. And that's what they got to do.
Maybe this is the wake-up call we need.
Let's hope so. Seems like they've played in this entire 3rd and 4th period right at midfield.
We have a timeout called on the field.
Charge timeout to Andover.
Andover takes the timeout.
Dan, I think every time Andover goes on defense, there's somebody over there on the sideline that doesn't come into the football game. We're going to go to break, and we'll be right back.
We had a penalty on the play. It looks like a false start on the Lions.
Dead ball False start, offense.
Didn't see who went on the play, but
I've seen games before, Dan, when a team starts out very effectively and efficiently in the first period, and somehow subconsciously you just think that it's going to be that easy all night long. It hasn't been tonight.
it has been. Andover's really stepped it up. And now Mark Brown in the I formation with Jeff Smart to the near side. They give us to Walsh. Walsh has got some room outside. He's got some room. He's got one guy to beat around the outside and taken down by Bruce Brown.
And the nice part about that, Dan, is no flags. Once again, got a great block from Jeff Smart holding up the defender. This time doing it with no difficulty whatsoever and allowed Walsh to get outside for a long gain.
All too often you see wide receivers get a little bit selfish and not really do a good job in the blocking aspect of the thing, and that is not the case with this Chelmsford team.
No, they certainly showed that not only can he catch the football, but he can block defensive backs.
Brown in the I form again. Man in motion is Hardick.
Oh, what a hole this time that Walsh had to go through. Boy, he just had a tremendous hole to run through, Dan.
Definitely did. You see that hole right in the right side of the offensive line. That's John Murphy and Sean Nyan over on that side.
Boy, they clean house on that particular play. It seems like the Chelmsford offense now has decided that fancy is fun, but let's put the ball in the end zone.
Definitely they got to do that. Again in the I formation, one man split out is Smart to the top of your screen. Hardick in motion again. Brown gives it to Walsh. Walsh tries cutting outside. Taken down after a small pickup. It's going to go to about 3rd down and 2.
And Chelmsford is just sort of putting their heads down now, strapping up the chin straps and saying pretty much, here we come, and we're going to do the job that we need to get first downs and touchdowns. Bill Walsh has run effectively tonight, I thought, Dan.
Really, Walsh has done a good job. He's had a lot of big runs. He's finding the holes. He's looks a lot quicker than he has in nights previous.
Yes, he certainly does.
Again, Hardick in motion, and they call a timeout. That was Evan Dunn stepping off the line
timeout.
And calls a timeout.
20-second timeout.
20-second timeout, and we'll be back.
Okay, we're back, and Chelmsford is faced with a 3rd and 3. They're just outside the 10-yard line, just outside the 12. Dan, they're looking for 2 plays for a first down here.
Yeah, 2 plays to get the first down right here. Hopefully they get it in 1. But Brown with everyone in tight. Give us to John Kidd. First time we've seen him tonight.
And he's got the first down. Once again, that hole on the right side, a major hole on the right side. Offense, I think, is a little bit annoyed at themselves and showing that they can come down the field now and put the ball on the ground as well as throw it. Chelmsford's got a great chance to score here, Dan. It's third down and probably less than a yard here. Straight ahead by John Kidd. He's got to be in the end zone, and he is. Touchdown for Chelmsford. Makes the score 23-0. That was a back to a very powerful, very effective offensive drive. Chelmsford putting the ball on the ground for that entire drive, Dan, and just moving it down the field. Eric Mounsey on to try to add one more point, the 24th. And he has definitely done that. I hope we have a good budget for footballs because Eric's kicking the balls out of the stadium. Touchdown, Eric Mounsey making the kick after for the 24th point. Score 24, Chelmsford 0, Andover.
Well, we'll see what happens with the call here. The initial call was running into the kicker, and we'll see what happens. Mounsey did hit the extra point. And the referee right now discussing it with Coach Rich. Right now, though, we hear the Chelmsford High School cheerleaders being introduced one by one.
I think Chelmsford probably will be kicking off deep into Andover territory with that penalty.
Yeah, they really should be right there. No, it's going to be assessed.
I just saw a official wave that flag off, so there was a wave off for some reason. The flag came on the field, and then they picked it up and waved it off. So Eric is going to be kicking from the 40-yard line.
There we go. Yeah, Mounsey up from the 40. Which is the normal spot. Looks like this week they're going more so with the regular kickoff formation.
All right, Eric Mounsey is about ready to kick off. Here we go. Okay, Mounsey has kicked the ball deep. Reverse again. Callison running to the left side of the field, and he's brought down over there by a number of Chelmsford defenders. Number 40 of Chelmsford, who is Steve Hawkins. Biglione and Hawkins.
Great job by Chelmsford, really keeping up with the ball, not being fooled by the reverse. See that every time the Chelmsford has kicked off has been a reverse like that.
They've stayed in their lanes very nicely and covered the kicks very nicely. Andover has not had great field position to start tonight.
Yes, they Andover deep, and that's been very successful. Andover has speed.
Brown in the shotgun with one man in the backfield dropping. Now he's in trouble, and he's going to be taken down for a sack.
He did have some time to throw the football, I think, on in Monday Night Football, and they call that a coverage sack, Dan, and I think that's exactly what it was. He had time to throw it, couldn't find anybody.
Really couldn't. Great coverage by the Chelmsford defense, and Elton Hammond just broke through and got to him.
Chelmsford seems like as though they've gotten a little bit of a wake-up call here in the fourth period.
Well, you can only imagine what Coach Fletcher and Coach Rich said to him down there.
So it's about 2nd and 20. 2nd
and 20, yeah, Andover's got their work cut out for them. They go with that inside play again, and nothing doing. Met by Evan Dunn right up the middle.
That's going to create a 3rd and about 18, I think, Dan. Andover really needs, if they expect to get the ball in the end zone, they really need to throw it, but they haven't thrown it real well yet.
Well, they're going into, we're under 5 minutes to go. 3rd and 18, Andover's in trouble.
They're in big trouble, and without a passing attack and trailing by 24 points, they're in serious trouble. And certainly in this particular drive, they're in more than serious trouble.
3 men in the backfield on 3rd and 18. Brown dropping back. He's in trouble, and he's going to be sacked again on the 4-yard line.
And breaking through Chelmsford that time, Chris O'Brien made a great takedown, Dan. Andover's going to be punting from their end zone.
Yeah, that's always tough for them to do. Punter, a big kid, Andy Yurko. It's one of their guards.
Those are somewhat coverage sacks too, because the young man's looking downfield and there is nobody open.
Back to receive the punt for Chelmsford. Jeff Smart is not receiving this one. And the official is standing right in the way of the...
It's number 25, Dan Willett.
And Willett has the ball, drops it, picks it up, takes a nice bounce to him, gets to the outside, gets a great block, and they're going to call that one as a penalty. Looks like he was a little late. Almost.
Almost. That you can see, that's a good call by the official right there. Whenever you see their numbers, you don't hit them.
Exactly, and I think you coach enthusiasm, and the Chelmsford player was really trying to make the block.
We have an illegal block in the back.
Just didn't work out.
No, it didn't. It's going to set Chelmsford back just a bit, taking the ball from his own 40 or from Andover's 40-yard line.
Chelmsford's got a large new group of people in, Dan, so I think Coach Rich feels fairly confident. Which one of us, by the way, is going to win the dinner tonight in that prediction? I know that we're all actually pretty close, except for the doctor. I think he was up in the 40s someplace. So I think it's between you and I, Dan.
I think we gave the same score. I think you're in cahoots against me.
That's maybe true.
So Bruce Rich in at quarterback. Man in motion. Gives it to Walsh. Walsh trying to cut around the outside. He's met by a few defenders. Brought down by number 10, Sean Smith, linebacker, 5'11", 198. He's a junior.
Walsh has really had a nice night tonight.
We have an illegal shift on the offense.
That sometimes can happen when you change quarterbacks. Walsh has really run the ball effectively, Dan. This has been his best offensive night of the year.
Well, definitely it has. He's fairly close to breaking, his season total.
Bill Walsh is up to about 82 yards unofficially in 4 carries, so he's had a very effective offensive night.
On the season, 26 for 114 prior to tonight with one touchdown.
He's going to increase those statistics very nicely.
Definitely. Bruce Rich, 2 men in the backfield, split eye. Give us to Holt, and he's taken down in the backfield.
Chelmsford is certainly trying to keep the ball on the ground. They're not trying to do anything fancy with it. They're just running straight ahead, keep the clock going. It shows 2:49, 24-0 Chelmsford. Another win. I'm not sure the coaches are going to be totally satisfied with this one, though.
No, well, the Lions get Lowell next week, and Lowell has shown spurts of brightness this season. They're a team that can really burn you. They get a fairly solid running back in Jeff Ross.
That's right, and scored 34 points against Bill Ricker a week ago tonight. So they can put the ball in the end zone. Should be an interesting evening.
Rich with the pitch out to Fury. Fury cuts around the outside, and he's brought down. Pick up about 4 yards for the young sophomore.
And the good thing is he stayed inbounds, Dan, and we're going to get the 2-minute warning now before we get another play. So Chelmsford has done what they wanted to do. They kept the clock moving.
2-minute warning. 2 minutes left in the game.
They still have 3rd and 13. I hate to ask Dan this question, but I think I will. Are we safe tonight, Dan?
Yes, I think we're safe tonight. Andover needs 4 scores at this point to really take it.
Turn out the lights, Doc says. So it's 3rd and about 14 yards to go for a first down. I'm sure that Chelmsford will not do anything but what they've done the first 2 plays of this drive.
Yeah, they're really going to have to run the ball, keep moving the clock down. Sopel split wide to the bottom of your screen. Bruce Rich with the man in motion. The give is inside to Walsh. Walsh breaks free. Look at this. Walsh
Oh,
brought
boy.
down from behind.
What a great individual effort that was by Walsh. He has just had an outstanding night running the football. Got a first down when Andover knew they were going to run the football. 13 yards. He took the ball probably about 17, 18 yards. And that probably will just sew up the evening as far as Andover is concerned. It lets us a fumble.
What really impresses me about Walsh tonight especially is he isn't going down in the first hit like he had been. He's really taking a couple of hits.
He's stopping and starting very quickly, showing excellent moves.
Man in motion. They give us to Holt, and Holt's taken out.
It's a tough time to play when both teams know that the outcome is not in doubt. You're just simply trying to run the clock down and not get anybody hurt.
That's the most important thing. Make sure no one's hurt.
Well, it's a victory that'll move the Lions to 4-0, 3-0 in the Merrimack Valley Conference, setting up Lowell. I think Chelmsford's schedule is going to start to increase now in difficulty, and they have to match that.
They still have Lowell, Central Catholic, and Billerica.
And
wow, there's Fury cutting around the outside and brought down, stays in bounds.
we've got 29 seconds showing, and Bill Fury just made a great individual run too, getting to the outside and gaining about 15 yards himself.
See if they're going to run one last play here.
Ball's on about the 20-yard line of Andover, and this probably, as Dan said, will be the last play of the football game. We've got a replay coming up, and watching Bill Fury come outside, showing some real nice speed to the outside.
Even looks fast in slow motion. It's probably faster than I can run in full motion. Handoff is going to be to Sheridan. Sheridan cuts outside. Sheridan with his speed moving outside.
And that is the end of the football game, Dan. A nice run by Andrew Sheridan. Chelmsford, an efficient victory. 14 points in the first period. First two possessions of the game. A field goal to end the second half, and a late and a touchdown in the fourth period. So an efficient victory, bringing them to 4-0. Anytime you win, I think you have to smile.